I'm Tom Mila, this is Ryan Marshall, and this segment we're going to talk about staffing, service, and how to run the business so it's very sellable down the road. So you go through a transition and you're staffed with one person. How can that work out? So when you're going to do the transition, if you have a great staff, it's easier. Wouldn't it be better if I sold a practice with a staff that knows everybody? And also, how are they paying that staff?
It goes back to the bar rescue as far as what are we doing for our staff? Are we making sure that we're giving them the proper training? Are we making sure that they're staying long term and not just high staffing turnover? Those are the things I think are important, and a lot of them do have the relationships with the clients more so than us because they're dealing with them on a day-to-day basis.
You have to have a staff that's really taking care of your clients. Another thing is, if you're going to buy a practice and you're going to get 300 people, new clients, and they're in a faraway location, you have to watch that one. I think Zoom sort of works, but not for that. You have to meet them, you have to know them. So that's one of the reasons we have 3 locations. Wyckoff is our main location, but then the practice we bought in Westfield made me also open a Westfield branch, so that's where we meet all those people. And then now I'm in Cape Cod sometimes, so I have an office up there, and I meet some clients up there. Now the other thing with staffing is we're big proponents of strategic coach. The key thing with Unique Ability from strategic coach pretty much is what are you good at, what is the staff person good at, and putting people in slots that they're really good at what they do. And conversely, if you aren't very good at something, don't do it. We're big proponents for tell us when you don't like something, tell us for when you're not good at something, and we'll move it around. But the part I'm getting to is a good staff owns the clients as much as you do at the end of the day, because they're servicing them, they're running them, and they're speaking to them all the time. And
yeah, I would say the other thing too is it helps referability. If a client just called an 800 number, press 4 for this and 2 for that, and sorry, all circuits are busy right now, or rep's going to have to give you a call back. That's not the same as every time somebody calls, unless we're in a staff meeting once a week, they're going to get one of us here that's going to help them, be able to service what they need. And I think technology helps with that as far as making sure we have the right processes in place, make sure that we have the right procedures, using technology, having a CRM and a database, because I know some of the other practices that we did purchase didn't have any of that, didn't have staff, didn't have the CRM. So I think that, doing those things helps.
How come you don't let me do anything?
I try to keep you locked in your room, making sure he's calling clients.
But that's a key point. Do what you're good at. For me to be the service guy, I cringe at that stuff. A lot of practices, as they run them into the dirt, the rep becomes the service person. And that's just never going to work.
Yeah, how are you going to ensure that all required minimum distributions are met? Is the one rep going to try to do all of that?
Who's going to answer the phone for all that?
But just going back, because I don't know if we touched on this, but we have 1,000 clients here. How would you be able, as an individual rep, take on 1,000 clients, be able to do all the forms, all the paperwork, all that stuff, and really service the client? If you think you're servicing them, I think you're joking yourself. In some of the other websites that I have seen, there's 4 or 5 reps and 2 service people. That's not our model here. I know the broker-dealer has some training, there's some training online. I know a big part of what we do here is through Strategic Coach.
Strategic Coach in Chicago, I've been going to their program since 1999. I had a little break in the middle, but they show us ways to think. You're sitting with other entrepreneurs. They're not even in the same business as you, but you get different ideas back and forth, what works, what doesn't work. One of the other big things it does is once a quarter we sit down and we say, okay, what are the A, B, C things that we got to do in the upcoming quarter? And that's what we try to get to our staff, so that they're thinking quarterly, they're thinking growth. Okay, entrepreneurs think great growth all the time. A lot of staff people don't. You have to have them thinking quarterly growth, quarterly goals, quarterly rocks, all those kind of things.
It's part of our culture. Is everyone grows here. It's one of our core values, and we're big proponents of that, making sure that everybody is growing into something that they really like to do, because if they're doing something they really like to do, they're going to do a good job with it.
Yep. So Strategic Coach is one way, each of us go, and then we bring those concepts back to the staff. To some extent, the broker-dealer teaches their things. They're not going to teach Strategic Coach. They're not going to teach planning. They're not gonna, they don't. They just don't do it. We have to do it, and we love to do it. And that keeps everyone growing. And, you know, that's very important, because if people don't grow, you're just sort of going backwards.
Thank you for listening to our staffing and service portion of the video series. There's more to come. We already talked about data, and we talked about some of the practices that we purchased. We're going to continue to dive in deeper on each one of those topics. If you have any questions or need to contact us, our information is there in the video, and hope to see you on the next one.
Great, thanks.